First thing I discovered at Tallgrass is everything I thought I knew about alcoholism was completely wrong. I was in a dark spot, I was struggling. I was getting to the point where I could barely function unless I had alcohol in my system. I would shake, I could barely eat. And I always thought, if I have willpower, I can beat this, I can beat this. Well, the drinking took control of me, and I didn't want to admit that I had a problem, because if I admitted I was an alcoholic, I had to quit drinking. In 2019, I was in a dark spot. Actually got to the point I contemplated suicide. It was 6:30 in the morning. I figured I was going to wait for my wife and my kids to go to school, and I was just going to go home and I was just going to make the pain stop. I was smart enough that I picked up the phone, I called my wife. I said, I have an issue. Her and a friend of mine and a coworker of mine came over, we talked about it, and I looked in her in the eye and said, this will be the last time. And I meant it. I mean, I can think of several times where I looked at her and said, this will be my last time, I'm not doing this again. So I actually went 9 months completely sober. I didn't drink, and I thought I had this whole alcohol thing whipped. 9 months later, I took a sip of alcohol at a friend's after we were done pheasant hunting, and everything came rushing back at least twice as bad. Before I knew it, I was drunk, and I drove home the next morning, still drunk, because I drank the next morning, drove home drunk, and I fought it on and off and tried to hide it for 3 more years until April 29th, 2022. My wife, she was up before me and she said, are you going to work? And I said, I can't, I'm sick. And she had had enough. And she called a friend of mine, and it was one of the most humbling experiences. He asked one question. He goes, are you done? Are you tired of this? Are you done? And I looked at him and I said, I am. I'm done. Made a phone call to Tallgrass, and 5 minutes later I was packing my bags, and my friend TJ was driving me to Tallgrass. What I found at Tallgrass in a hurry is there is a way to make the insanity stop. I went into a room, and a gentleman by the name of Jay, I'll never forget Jay, sat around and we introduced ourselves, and he came to me and I had to say, I'm John, I'm an alcoholic. First time I ever said it. And as soon as I said it, the weight that went off my shoulders, and I still get goosebumps to this day because I said it. Now it's out there. I don't have to lie about it anymore. From that moment on, it was like, okay, this is where I need to be. And my wife and my kids have been nothing but supportive. When she would come visit me when I was at Tallgrass, I could start to sense the trust building back. I could start to sense the relief in her that she didn't have to worry, But the fact of the matter is so many times I wasn't present. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We have today. We have this moment. In so much of my life, I was dwelling on the past, and now being able to, I know when I walk in my house at night, me and her get to worry about the kids or our life versus, is Dad drunk again? What mood are we going to get Dad in today? But Tallgrass gave me an opportunity to figure out how to handle my alcoholism, and without having the tools that I got at Tallgrass, I couldn't have did it. Me going to be away for 30 days is the best time and money spent away from my family so I can be present the rest of their lives.